day. My name is Joanne Kirby, and I'm a lecturer on the School of Education at the IIE Varsity College in South Africa. My topic today is on parents' perceptions of Grade R teaching and learning. The Grade R year in South Africa is the year before formal schooling begins. Children are typically aged between 4 to 6 years. Thus, it is a unique year due to the age differences. According to the national curriculum, Grade R should be structured around play-based teaching and learning. The objectives of the study were to determine Grade R parents' opinions about play-based teaching and learning in Grade R, to establish what Grade R parents expect their child to know by the end of Grade R, to determine what the policy expectations are regarding the teaching and learning in Grade R classes, and finally to determine whether parents' expectations affect teaching and learning processes in Grade R. This study is underpinned by the educational theorist Lev Vygotsky. Vygotsky maintained that learning is a social exchange and that it should be an active process which occurs in the zone of proximal development. This is known as the social cultural learning theory. Due to the aspect of natural human behavior, learning firstly begins through social interactions. Children learn by observing the behavior of their parents and then imitate this. According to his socio-cultural theory of learning, at any given point in development, there is a certain knowledge that is within a child's reach. This is known as the zone of proximal development. This is the zone between what a child already knows and what a child is not yet able to achieve. With adult guidance, the child is guided into the unknown and supported through the learning process. Learning is therefore a collaborative process. According to Vygotsky, play is an essential part of facilitating developmentally appropriate learning for children to occur. He contended that through play, development is promoted because play is the optimal opportunity for children to make sense of the world they live in. The act of playing is a social interaction between children where they can share ideas and allow their imagination to run free. The study occurred in South Africa, Durban, in the suburb of Westville. 2 early childhood development centers were purposely sampled, and these are in a high-resource context with play-based teaching and learning. Participants for the study were purposefully sampled. This included the 2 Grade R teachers from the early childhood development centers and 10 parents. One of the criteria of these parents was that it needed to be their first child in Grade R. This research is based on the qualitative approach and is a case study. The research data was collected firsthand directly from the chosen participants. This was done by using an open-ended questionnaire as well as semi-structured interviews guided by pre-designed interview schedules. Finally, a document analysis of the 3 foundation phase curriculum and assessment policies was done to triangulate the findings. The key findings from the teacher interviews were that teachers had parents who expected a watered-down Grade 1 with a formal teaching and learning strategy. Teachers also felt overwhelmed and stressed due to the parents and these unrealistic demands. These pushy parents did not attend parents' evenings where appropriate teaching and learning strategies are discussed. Teachers also experienced the negative emotional impact this had on the child. The document analysis of the Grade R curriculum and assessment policy statements revealed the following. The Grade R curriculum promotes a play-based teaching and learning approach. The outcomes are age-appropriate and they focus on the skills and outcomes that meet international standards. The open-ended questionnaires that were given to the parents revealed the following. 30% of parents fully supported a play-based teaching and learning approach in Grade R, with the view that teachers are professionals and understand the needs of their child. 30% of parents agreed that some playtime is important and this should be done in break time. 40% of the participants completely disagreed with any play during the day and had the view that teaching and learning should be a formal approach in this Grade R year. The parents' perceptions of mathematics in Grade R was above that which is age appropriate. However, it must be noted that it can be achieved by some learners. An example of this was that parents expected the number range for children to use of 100. However, the curriculum and age-appropriate literature stated that the number range for 5-year-olds should be 10. The English home language expectations were highly unrealistic. They expected children to read whole books and write paragraphs. There was very limited mention of phonics and listening and speaking skills. Life skills expectations were very low. There was a poor understanding of what life skills is. They did expect physical education for the subject, and one participant mentioned the importance of singing and dancing in the early years. The conclusions of the study are as follows. Most parents disagree with a play-based teaching-learning approach. Parents had unrealistic expectations regarding child development with the main focus on mathematics and language skills. Teachers feel stressed with trying to meet these demands. And finally, the curriculum supports play-based learning to encourage holistic child development. The first limitation of the study was the use of the qualitative research method. This was a time-consuming and labor-intensive method. It was also difficult to verify the results. To accommodate this, the data was compared to the literature findings and my own experiences. Secondly, the use of a qualitative case study design meant that the findings could not be generalized due to a small sample size. This did not allow the findings to be extended to other similar circumstances, as only 2 private early childhood development centers were used, and therefore the findings may not translate to a public Grade R class. Nevertheless, it is likely that the findings could translate to other private centers in similar suburbs in South Africa. Lastly, the COVID-19 pandemic was another limitation to the study. COVID-19 resulted in researchers needing to adapt traditional data collection methods as face-to-face meetings were limited. Further, due to the extremely contagious nature of the virus and the lockdown period in South Africa, the researcher was unable to make any physical contact with the participants. This was overcome by using email, telephonic communication, and online data collection methods, which proved very successful.